One, if not the most important aspect of Elden Ring Nightraign is the map. The map you're given determines how your run will go. No matter how good you are, the map will definitely make the experience easier or harder. And one way to get an advantage is to have a good shifting earth. So today I will be ranking every single shifting earth in Elden Ring Nightraign. Now I'll be including their buffs, their advantages, their disadvantages, how hard they are, how easy they are, how good they are in solos, groups, deep on night. I will be including everything in this ranking. And I will try my best to explain the reasoning for every single placement. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get into the ranking right away. And in dead last, I have Mountaintop. Now, I will say this, Mountaintop does have its niche uses where it's the absolute best shifting earth, but I just would rather have the normal map, especially if I'm in Deep on Night, unless, like I said, it's a very special circumstance. Now, for the positives, it does give you great frost resistance, so if you're fighting Caligo, and it gives you anti-dragon effects. So if you're fighting Gaping Jaw or Caligo, there's a great shifting earth. It gives you a great benefit against them. You'll take less damage. It will especially be noticed against Everdark Caligo, because that guy does just so much frost in the arena. If you can avoid those, it's a great shifting earth. But if you're not fighting any of those guys, basically every single thing in the shifting earth will be completely useless to you, for one, and it won't even have that many positives boss wise. Because for example, the Scarlet Rot one, which we'll talk about later, it doesn't give you a crazy buff, but it gives you so many great bosses that it makes up for in many ways. This does not give you anything useful. It just gives you more ice resistance, and it does not even have any great bosses in it. It only has small mobs, and these small mobs can be amazing if you're against Caligo, like I said, because every single one of them drops something either related to frost or related to anti-dragon effects. So you can stack up a ton of survivability against Caligo or even Gaping Jaw, like I said. But if you're going against someone that doesn't take any frost, you're not going to be getting great loot. You're not going to be getting a lot of money because none of them are great bosses. The only great boss in this area is the dragon. And this dragon honestly just takes so long, it is just not worth it to kill him. You're better off staying in fort, killing basement or rooftop and just clearing the castle, or just going around to kill more great bosses. Like I said, the only way it's worth it to come do this dragon is if you're fighting Calico once again, because you do get some great frost resistance by coming here. But outside of that, very niche use, I do not recommend getting the shifting earth if you can choose. Or if you get it in a Deep on Night, I mean, you don't have a choice, you have to deal with it. But definitely the worst shifting earth. I don't honestly know why they made a shifting earth so niche, considering I think every other shifting earth can be great on its own merit, but this one just can't. Next up, I just have the normal map. Now, you absolutely cannot go wrong with this map, but there's definitely better options out there. This is the only map I played when the game first came out. Even if I had a shifting earth, I just chose to reset it, because it's really just great for learning how to deal with things. But I feel like once you learn how to deal with things, you never want the normal map over any of the shifting earths I have over it. It's still not a bad choice because it literally has everything you need. You can get a lot of camps, you can get a lot of churches, you can get a great weapon loot up. Everything is just very easily set up. You can remember where the bosses are. It's just great. The others will always be better because obviously the shifting earths are there to give you an advantage, give you a buff, give you certain enemy spawns that will always help you. So I just don't have anything to say about this, to be honest. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. I think it's just really good for what it's supposed to do. Familiarize you with the world, familiarize you with Elden Ring as a whole. But after you learn it, after you know what to do in the normal map, you're ready to go to shifting earths. And those will definitely be better than the normal map on its own. Now for this, I want to say every shifting earth on this list is good. I really do enjoy all of them. When I see all of them, I'm excited. But if I had to pick the worst one out of all the greats, I would say Rotted Woods is the worst one. I don't want to diss Rotted Woods too much. Like I said, it's a fantastic shifting earth, but I do think it has some negatives unlike the other two shifting earths that I will be talking about a little bit later in this video. So to start with, this shifting earth, I feel like is the only shifting earth where you get punished if you don't complete it. We all have bad runs. We all have bad runs where we don't get a chance to finish the shifting earth. And Rotted Woods can really punish you because you'll be taking constant Scarlet Rot. Especially if you're in Deep on Night, this fight will almost be impossible to win if you're fighting a Deep on Night boss and you're taking Scarlet Rot in the final arena. It's just very hard to deal with. Now, it can still be done, but if you do well, are able to get the buff, this shifting earth is absolutely fantastic. It comes with a lot of great bosses. You will never see this many great bosses next to each other. So if you're able to get a good run and kill all these great bosses, you're guaranteed to get at least one, maybe even two legendaries if you're lucky, right? Which will set you right. You will definitely get a great weapon for your character if you do a bunch of these bosses, which obviously will give you a great advantage for the final Night Lord that you will be facing. Now, my main thing about this area is also the mobs. The mobs also give you so much money, but they can be annoying. The bugs will still shoot you if you're fighting boss, so it does bring this the shifting earth down a bit. And I believe the shifting earth is just really great, but I believe the others are better. I feel like the others have better buffs. They're not as situational, and they overall will give you a better setup for the final Night Lord. But the shifting earth is still great. I think the bosses together are very nice. One of the negative about this is the bosses are random. Every other shifting earth has like bosses that are meant to spawn there. For this one, there's still random bosses that spawn. You can get a Blackblade Kindred. Next time you can get a Tree Sandal in the same spot. So it's random. That will also make it a little bit harder to make plans around it. But it's a great map. Number 3, I have the Great Hollows. Now, if you want to take my opinion with a grain of salt on any pick, make it this one. Because I feel like this map has insane potential. I feel like it has potential to be number 1 or even number 2. But I have not fully tapped into the potential of this map, I'll be honest. I have not played this map as much as I want to play it. I want to be able to fully master it. And from what I know, it can be really, really good. But it's also very hard for it to be good. You have to play extremely well. Now, this map offers you 2 amazing forts filled with like 4 great bosses that if you kill, obviously it'll be gold. It can give you multiple churches more than a normal map can. And it gives you an arena where you can just fight great bosses over and over again. But like I said, to do these things, you have to be extremely quick. And the map has this little thing of you need to destroy crystals or you'll be half health in certain parts of the map, which is a massive debuff. So you have to make sure to track down these crystals and get them, which can be very time consuming. Aesthetically, this map is also absolutely beautiful. Now, this map does also give you some great buffs. It gives you multiple buffs. It's the only shifting earth that can give you multiple buffs. You get a different buff from clearing the arena, and you get a different buff from finding the crystals, right? I'm not sure if there's even more buffs that I haven't discovered yet, but those are the 2 that I know you can get. And I don't think either of them are like as insane as something like Noctilteo, but both of them are absolutely very, very good and can set you right for a run. Now, the reason I say this map can be very hard to get full value out of is because if you don't get the crystals in day 1, you will not have much time to do much in day 2, which will make you be a low level for the Night Lord of night 1 or night 2. Now, one other thing about this map that's a negative is you can only use this map if you're going against the Dreadlord or Harmonia. And those 2 guys have very hard night 1 and night 2 bosses, so it can also be very hard to get value out of this map. I feel like if I had a chance to practice it better on bosses I was already familiar with, I would like it even more, or I would think it's better than it is. But I already really like it. I think it's really, really good. I do want to master more, so I'm going to place it 3 right now because I don't want to have an opinion that I don't fully agree with. But I definitely can't see the argument for this being number 1 or even number 2 with some time. Number 2, I have Noctilteo. Now, I could see this one potentially going over number 1. Like I said in the last video, I feel like these 3 are interchangeable depending on your playstyle and what you're looking for. But this is what I'm currently feeling right now. I will say this, for groups, this is definitely the most useful one. But for solos, I don't think this one is very useful. And I think the other one is going to be useful in solos and in groups. So I feel like the other one edges out slightly more, but it's still a great one. Now, the benefits of this one is you do get the best buff in the game. An extra revive. Who would not need an extra revive? Especially if you're fighting a super hard boss you're not familiar with, a revive will definitely help you out. Another thing is you have a confirmed legendary. Once you beat Estelle, you 100% have a guaranteed legendary drop. Now, negatives is this city is incredibly big. You have to mostly use all of your day 2 if you want to clear it. And as soon as zone starts closing, you have to be out because it does get to Estelle quicker than anything else. So you do have to be very fast and precise with it. Now, that's basically all the downsides. The castle is filled with lots of mini bosses. There's 2 great bosses outside. There's 1 great boss inside, and that's excluding Estelle. So a lot of money, a lot of ways to get great loot, and a confirmed revive. I think this place is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, the only negative is it does get rid of the fort in the middle, and that fort is fantastic for day 1. So you do have to do some different stuff day 1 than you usually do, since it does get rid of a staple in the map, which I do find to be a pretty big negative, because that's something I'm very used to. But overall, I think it makes up for it in many different ways, and that's why I'm giving it number 2. And at number 1, I have the Creator. This is just the absolute goat in my eyes. Now, I could understand for some people's playstyle if they prefer the other ones, but for me, this is an easy number 1. Whenever I get it, I am ecstatic. I love it, and whenever I get to choose between the Shifting Earth, I do usually choose this one, unless it's a special circumstance. Now, let me talk about the positives of this one. For one, you're guaranteed 3 great bosses that are all pretty close to each other. 2 of them being right next to each other. Now the third one is a little bit of deeper end, but once you beat the third one, not only do you have an 80% chance of getting a legendary, so you can turn whatever weapon you want into a legendary. So if you have the boss's weakness, I'm sure you've gone at some point, or maybe you brought it in with you, you can make that weapon legendary, which will make your run very easy. And after you beat these 3 great bosses, you have 2 small bosses on the edge of the map that you'll definitely be able to kill before the storm closes. Not only that, you also get an extra church no matter what. This Shifting Earth, in my eyes, just has literally everything you could need in the Shifting Earth to be great. I just absolutely love this place. Every time I feel like I'm struggling on a boss run and run, I just go with this, and it really helps me win every single time. Well, thank you to everyone that fully watched this video. I really enjoy making this video. I love talking about Elden Ring Nightraigne. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like, maybe even follow, because I'll be posting more Elden Ring content videos very soon. You can check out my page. I already have a bunch of videos on Elden Ring. It's one of my favorite games. I want to keep talking about it. So if this interests you, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you agreed with me. And if you don't agree with me, I hope you at least understand where I'm coming from. But let me know how you would rank the Shifting Earths of Elden Ring Nightraigne.